What is going on to everybody out there? Happy Friday. Happy WandaVision finale day. Happy MCU first time live action TV show day. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, guys. We're going to be doing a live watch along for the finale. Myself, two amazing people, my co-hosts for our live WandaVision show that we do every single Saturday. I'll bring them in here a little bit to introduce themselves. But yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's been a minute since I've done a watch along, and I always love doing these with the community, talking about the episodes, kind of dissecting the scenes, what worked, what didn't work. And this finale, it's going to be a fun topic tonight, no little doubt about that. But before we dive into it, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. Always helps out the algorithm. Get as many MCU WandaVision fans in on this conversation as possible. Share the video, all that fun stuff, and more importantly, subscribe to my amazing co-host once I bring them in. Show them some love, show them some support, and let's continue to build this awesome community that we're doing so far, guys. So without further ado, let me put up the little things back there, and let me bring in the first guest here. This person here is the Mephisto #1 fan. She is also a Ralph Boner fan, but she's also just an incredible person. I'm excited to have her on tonight with this watch along. I'm talking about the one and only Amanda. What up?
Heyo! I went red today because someone did something great in an episode. So I'm here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, Elliot.
No doubt, man. I always love talking MCU and WandaVision with you. Of course, we do it every single Saturday. But tonight's a very special night. We're doing a watch along. We're going to actually dissect each other's brains and pick out these scenes, the stuff that worked and didn't work. So it's going to be a fun time. But Amanda, if you want to let the people know where they can find you, all about your content, go right ahead.
Yeah, sure. You guys can find me over at AMXND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. You can go check out my website, candidxcinema.com, and check me out on YouTube at Candid Cinema. I just dropped my Raya and the Last Dragon review, which I absolutely loved. So, yeah.
Oh, Disney, super side tangent here. I feel so bad for that film because obviously WandaVision's taking a lot of the conversation this weekend. I don't know why they didn't just put it out next weekend when it's a free, no MCU stuff. But nonetheless, I hope it finds its audience because it is definitely like an incredible film, no doubt. Yeah. But the next guest here, man, this guy, one of our other compadres that we do our live WandaVision shows with every single Saturday. He has some great takes. I can't wait to hear his. I kind of know Amanda's thoughts on the episode a little bit based on stuff I've seen on Twitter and a little bit of conversations we had before we went live. But this guy here, I don't know what his thoughts are on this episode. I'm excited to hear it tonight. I'm talking about the one and only Chris from Tay's Take. What's going on, man?
What's up? What's up? Happy Friday. Today's Friday, right? Mm-hmm.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, what's good? Happy to be here, man.
Hey, man, it's going to be a fun night, man. It's, again, I love talking WandaVision with you all, hence why, I have you guys as my co-host for this show, and I am so excited to kind of watch these, because I don't know what it's like for you guys to watch the show. Like, I want to know, like, what's the stuff? They're like, oh, I hated that scene. I love this scene. I'm so excited to have the conversation with you all. But Chris, man, hey, bro, if you want to let the people know where they can find you and your content and all that good stuff, man, let the people know.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me. My name is Chris Tate, and I run Tate's Take on YouTube. All my information is in the link to this, the bio to this description, and in my about, you can find my Instagram, you can find my Twitter, my email. So just if you're looking for some TV and movie reviews, I got your back. So yeah, let's get into this WandaVision. Thanks for the follow.
Definitely do yourself a favor, guys. Amanda, Chris, two incredible people, #1. But then when it comes to this content making stuff, man, it's some fire content they got on their channels, guys, and their Instagrams and their Twitters and all that fun stuff. So definitely show them some love. So before we get into it, we got some people getting into the chat. Guys, we're going to go ahead and press play in a little bit. So if you want to go ahead and queue up your Disney Plus for those that are watching this at home, those are watching this on the replay, we're all at 0 seconds. So it's 8:06 where I'm at. So in about 4 minutes, we'll all press play. I'll have a timer up and we'll get into this thing. So before we get into this actual watch along, starting with you, Amanda, the thoughts before going into it. What was the excitement level? Where was your head at? Did you stay up to 3 o'clock? Because I know that was a thing that we were talking about last week. Did you stay up late to watch this episode?
I did.
Oh, snap.
Actually, I went to bed. And I went to bed at at least I'd say midnight. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why I do this to myself. So then I put a timer on for 10 to 3. I woke up. I joined my other friend's watch party at the Suit Up Geek, Suit Up TPL. You can find them there. And we were just, talking, but I was exhausted. I was like, okay, let's go. Let's keep going. And then after the episode, I was just like, I was overthinking. I ended up going to bed at like 5:30. I was like, great.
Very nice. Very nice. What about you, Chris? Did you stay up a little late last night, bro, to catch some WandaVision?
No, I couldn't. I went to sleep at like 2, which is like my normal time. And then I just set my alarm for 7. And I just told myself, look, Chris, I tell myself, if you could get up at 7 and don't look at your phone, you won't see any spoilers or any news or whatever.
Yep.
And then, if you check your phone, maybe you can check your work phone or whatever, then you get, separate, whatever. So I wake up at whatever, 6:45, 6:50. I open my phone and I just go right to Instagram. I'm like, my brain don't even know how to not look at it. And then I'm seeing I think I saw like Grace is like, episode 9 breakdown. And I'm like, what am I doing here? So I just like put it on airplane mode, and then I just like came outside and watched the episodes. So it was like 7 a.m., which worked out. It was a good little groove. But yeah.
Dude, I'm right there with you. Like the last 2 months, or roughly 2 months as the show's been on, it's like a routine. Like I try not to go on Instagram and Twitter just because, again, spoilers and even like the little bit of hints of like, oh, I was disappointed, or oh, it was. I'm like, I don't want to do that because I don't do that anyway. I don't let people's expectations like affect my kind of going into something. But still, it's WandaVision. I didn't want to go on Twitter today and be like, oh, Magneto fighting Mephisto and all that, which
exactly
didn't happen. But and I woke up pretty early myself. I woke up like at 5 something just because I went to bed like around close to you, Amanda, like close to like 1 o'clock. So I only got like 4 hours of sleep. But I was like, I'm not going to stay up. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to get some rest and watch it. And, this is the second go around, and I'm excited to watch it again because, I did my review earlier today, and, we'll talk about it here, but a decent episode. Not the knockout of the park finale we might have wanted with the great conversations we have every single Saturday, but a good episode with a good emotional payoff. Some clunky action sequences that I felt was a little forced, but some characters that I felt like were kind of forgotten about a little bit in this show. But at the end of the day, it's Wanda's journey on facing her grief, her trauma, and all that. I think they stuck the landing on that. But it's about 1 minute here, so let me go ahead and pull up the little timer that we're going to be using kind of throughout the stream. So again, for those that are just tuning in, popping in, they can know exactly where we are in the episode and kind of join the conversation. So let me go ahead and pull that up. And before we press play, Amanda, Chris, are you guys ready for this reliving WandaVision episode 9 titled The Series Finale?
Yes, 100%, because I'm with such awesome people talking about it tonight. So I'm excited.
Hey, how nice. How nice.
All right. So the countdowns are like, do we do it at go at 1? So we're going to go as soon as I say, we'll go a countdown to 5, and I'm going to say press play. So as soon as I say press play, we'll all press play on our end. So let me cue up my phone. Got the press play button here on my end, and let me pull it up on the screen. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press play. All right.
Okay, while this is loading, did you guys take a nap today?
No,
I haven't taken a nap, man.
I had an extra large coffee this morning, and I got a large iced coffee for tonight. So that's where I'm at right now.
Have you taken a nap today, Chris?
I try to take a nap every day. I'm like a baby, but they're like, I do like power naps. So like I get in and get out. I don't be like dragging it out. I know the science.
I do. I used to be a big napper. I can't do naps anymore because if I do a nap, and even if it could be like a power nap, I can't sleep that night. Like literally I'm wired so weird where I would be up like all night if I took a nap. It's like so annoying because I love naps.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Make the world go round.
So we got our previously on, we got our Marvel logo that we're getting into. Again, for those that are tuning in, we're just about to approach the minute mark before it actually gives us some new content here. But again, reliving this morning when you guys watched it, did you have the jitters? Were you kind of nervous? Like, I hope it sticks to landing. Are we going to see, something crazy in the first couple minutes? Do you guys, were you in that mindset?
Yeah, kind of. To be perfectly honest.
It's like super nervous for no reason.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would start crazy. I thought it would end crazy.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, I was like, I know they'll be fighting and stuff.
Right.
But I was like, all right, it's going to ease me into some craziness where I was going to be talking to the TV.
Right. And I think we all kind of predicted this last week that we figured that they were going to probably just kick things off with Agatha maybe being out of the way, which I thought of Amanda right away, which was like they didn't kill her, which I'm so happy they didn't do that.
Yeah.
I would have cried, honestly.
I'm so happy.
Oh, she needs to stay forever.
Those damn kids, man.
Those kids, man, which I guess just kind of having the conversation now based on the ending. Did you guys ultimately have that feeling for Wanda in regards to the love that she had for these kids, Billy and Tommy? Starting with you, Amanda, did you feel that motherly love?
Oh, 100%. She did a great job. The writers did a great job with certain scenes. And like Elizabeth Olsen, you know, she has great chemistry with everyone. So they really did a great job with it.
What about you, Chris? Do you feel that motherly love coming from Miss Scarlet Witch?
I feel like she knew those kids for like 10 minutes. It's kind of like it's like Wonder Woman and the dude that she goes crazy for. Like they were dating for like 2 days, and then she's been chasing him for decades. So I'm just like, I feel it as just like a parent to a kid. Right. I get that, but I mean, like they rush it in the show, so it's like, and they're accelerating their ages, so it's like it's even weirder. But yeah, I'm here for it's all good. I get it. That's her kids.
I'm kind of in between with you guys. I kind of feel where you're coming from, Amanda, and the same with you, Chris. I almost feel like the development, like you just said, Chris, it happened so fast. You know, we literally just met the kids, in episode 5, if I'm not mistaken, episode 4, no 5. So it's just kind of, I'm getting there. Of course, this show made me love Vision and Wanda more than I've ever had in the MCU. So hopefully we'll get more on Billy and Tommy as we get the White Vision here. I was crossing my fingers that it was going to be Ultron voice for like 5 seconds with James Spader.
when he started going through the memories, I thought, like, oh shit, it's gonna be Ultron voice. Yeah, and I was like, that's not Ultron voice.
I do want to add that the Wizard of Oz reference with the witch under the car was like one of my favorite things ever. So yeah,
that was well done. That was well done.
For a second there, I thought he was literally going to crush Wanda's head like Thanos, which would have been so dark and a surprise twist.
Yeah.
Any man, I know you'll love this. A little Man of Steel reference there with Dragon Vision.
I was just like really.
You think you can harm my mother? That's all I wanted Vision to say.
It looked good. I looked good. They were like phasing into each other. I was impressed, I have to admit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then Paul Bettany said it. The T4000 coming out here. He said, it had the Marvel of in-game budget here, and I gotta admit, the budget looked pretty high end. This didn't feel like a TV.
It didn't feel cheap.
Yeah.
100%.
This fight was 10 times better than the Wanda Agatha fight. Like I was very impressed with this Vision on Vision. It was better than I thought it would be.
I think it was more like tight knit, whereas like the Agatha and Wanda was like beam, ball of fire, beam, like that kind of thing.
That whole like it's like shot well. It's like the whole like going through the body and then like grabbing the leg. I'm like, oh, that's nice. That is nice. Here's
just a little hint.
Look at my girl. No, this is important because y'all be saying I be hating on Monica. Watch this. Look at this run. Look at that. What are you doing? Where are you going?
It's so weird. Like Spectrum is like she can move at the speed of light. So and then she hasn't like fully embraced her powers yet. But I don't know. The Pietro, Ralph. We'll get to that reveal. But I don't know. I feel like this episode really did disjustice to Monica Rambeau. She felt so empty to me. Like, oh my gosh,
like a genius. That's what it made me look like.
And it's not Teyonah Parris' fault. I don't know what the show is doing. And this doesn't even speak for just Monica. This speaks for Jimmy Woo. I don't even know what Darcy. Like, she was like so pointless in this episode. And honestly, just looking retrospect, kind of pointless to the show in general. If I'm being honest.
And she was like really taking off, like she was going to be a big part of it.
Yeah.
But no, she's off in sunset with Vision. Maybe her and Vision go on that little a quest of love. Maybe.
Scandal. I like a little scandal.
The execution in this episode was a bit wonky.
Yes.
And that's
especially this scene right here, Jimmy Woo. This is 101 villain, 80s, 90s villain trope where he tells the good guy his plans. Like, why are you even talking to Jimmy? go in the corner, sit over there. I don't need to tell you anything that's going on.
And no one
in the corner.
no one's looking at Jimmy. Just grabbed his phone. Like, this guy's what kind of policing is this?
I guess to the show's credit, they did allude to that the swords are clowns. They are very, very poorly executing people. So yeah, but I did not like this scene because I still had hope that Hayward has a little bit, not a good guy, but just like a good character. I feel like this episode really dumbed him down. Like, this made him so stereotypical, and just the execution of that character was kind of disappointing for me. Flourish as he learns more tricks. Ant-Man knowledge there.
It's cute stuff. Like, this is cute stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they could have done so much more with him in this episode.
Yeah. Definitely want to show some love to people in the chat. What's going on, everybody?
Hey,
How are we doing tonight? Definitely leave some questions in the chat too, guys. We'll try to get to as many questions. It's going to be a little bit different from our live stream. We'll try to get to as many questions as possible. So definitely shoot them in the chat if you guys have any for us. As one is playing cat and mouse right now with Agatha.
I hated that she was just stuck in this outfit, this like soccer mom outfit, fighting this battle.
I'm like, did your budget not allow a costume change?
Even if a different normal outfit would have been better. Like, look how you're fighting this. You look like you're going to PT.
I will say, man, I get stuff done in some sweatpants, so she's fully functional with the sweats.
And here I am. I'm trying to break down the sign while I'm watching it the first time.
I know, right? I'm
what is
like,
it?
All natural earth. What is that? Yeah, right. Picking it apart here. I will say we talk about theories maybe being broken. We did theorize a couple weeks ago that we thought that was the dark hole, which she does confirm here, which is the book of the damned, the book of sins, which is going to be something we talk about in that post-credit scene. And I wonder where she got that book from, more importantly. And as she mentions, a sorcerer supreme here.
Yeah.
Now I got to ask you, Amanda, were you disappointed? No Doctor Strange in this episode?
You know what? I was at the beginning, but then I'm like, it's a television show. At the end of the day, I have to keep reminding myself that it's a television show. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this ending, the way they ended it, I think was perfect for a television show. And am I disappointed? Kind of. I am. Of course I'm disappointed, but it's what it is.
What about you, Chris, with the no Doctor Strange in this episode, but also as we just see in this scene right now, Dottie was a nobody. She goes by the name of Sarah. Everyone, we thought that she was maybe a witch. She was maybe someone important, as Agatha says, but tossing it to you, Chris, regarding no Doctor Strange appearance, but also the reveal of Dottie being just a Sarah, a concerned mom.
Yeah, Dottie's regular. The mailman's regular.
They're all regular.
Everybody regular. Doctor Strange, I would have been surprised to see Strange, but then I would have taken what's the other guy's name from Doctor Strange?
Benedict Wong's character. I think it's Wong. Yeah.
I would have taken him, and then that's like a little teaser, less expensive teaser. Then you would have been like, oh shit, that's dope. Because it's essentially what they did with the first post end scene. That's kind of what they did. Like, that's the same level of what I was expecting to see. Like, oh shit, it's leading into the next movie. Oh, here this girl goes.
All right, we got to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. We are now at the point where we get the big reveal of who Mr. Fake Pietro is.
No.
Ralph Boner.
No.
Amanda, kicking it to you first. I think we talked about it every single Saturday. He's an X-Men. He's from another multiverse, but he's just a guy in Westview. Let me know, was this disappointing? Was it funny? Because I know some of us have been talking about it. It's kind of the Mandarin kind of payoff. How'd you like this reveal of Mr. Ralph Boner?
I threw my phone. When I found out, I was in bed and I'm like, damn it. I was like, why would you confirm it like this? I was so annoyed. What was the point? Personally, I would have just cast Aaron Taylor Johnson instead. If they're going to focus on Wanda's trauma, that would have been so much more effective than putting Evan Peters in here. So I think that he's wasted as an actor in this series. And I know he was just happy to get into the MCU, but not like this. And it's a bad joke. It's a bad joke. I'm sorry. That's how I feel.
Chris, are you in the same boat as Amanda, or did you take it like the Mandarin, man. Some people love that reveal, kind of, exceeding expectations and playing with us and casting, fan casting. Evan Peters, did you like that moment, or was it a dud?
I'm trying to think how I felt about the Mandarin at that moment.
I hated it. You'll never see me coming.
Yeah.
Kingsley was so dope in that reveal. I don't like that.
The Mandarin was supposed to be like anonymous, like expect us, which was some dark shit. Yeah, I as soon as last week I said like, yo, this guy's he's not Quicksilver. He's not from another multiverse or whatever. It's kind of a waste. I get it. And I get the troll that they wanted to do, but it would have been better if they just trolled us and then still brought us like some X-Men connection. But it's just it's an empty troll. So it's like, shame on you, Marvel. I trusted you.
Yeah. And this isn't even my disappointment in that moment. Doesn't have anything to do with like theories and X-Men. It would have been cool, but it didn't happen. That's fine. I'm just like with Amanda. Why cast Evan Peters? It's obviously a stunt cast. It's a wink at the nod or the camera at the audience. It's fan service, but we don't need it because again, it's just like it feels so empty. It feels like empty calories. We didn't need him in that role. And I'm a huge Evan Peters fan. I'm a big American Horror fan. I think he's a very underrated, a great TV actor, but just a great actor in general. So I don't know. I hope we somehow, some way get him back in the mix. Again, Ralph, he still lives in Westview. We know that the nosy neighbor is going to be there. Maybe they actually get married, Ralph and Agnes, and we see him again. I don't know. I'm a big Quicksilver, or I should say Evan Peters fan. I just felt that moment was very empty.
Same.
Yeah. So we got a big moment here as Wanda is kind of rewinding a little bit. We see Wanda is letting everyone out of the hex. They put guild on her. I mean, that was a pretty dark moment. Those people literally in Westview were like, we would rather die than to continue to play these games, these mind games that you said, or have us, they say that when they go to bed, we only have your nightmares, which, I don't know if that was a reference to Nightmare, but it was a really dark moment there. And I'm glad that Wanda is the hero that we know that she can be. She let these people free and kind of let them loose of her trance. But I love the fact that this thread of Westview, they're not going to forget what Wanda did. She's not a good guy in their eyes. This plays into a civil war. Wanda is still a fugitive, and there are some Avengers that aren't on a lot of people's good side. So I'm really interested to see what these Westview. That's going to be Avengers 5, ladies and gentlemen. Avengers 5, Westview's Revenge.
And they're all like mutants because of Wanda. Oh my god, it'd be so funny.
Well, good graphics here, though.
Yeah.
Yep. And this is speaks
actually
to
like
drama.
Really good.
Yeah.
Second time around too. Oh, these damn kids.
I love them. Don't hate on them.
Get these kids out of here. The heck.
No.
Get these kids out of here.
It'll be so interesting to see what they do with these kids too next time we see them, and we'll get to that post-credit scene. But I don't know if you guys heard the rumor on the street is that these kids were maybe spotted on a set of some movie that's potentially shooting right now. I don't know if you guys heard that rumor.
No,
did not hear that rumor.
Yeah,
which movie?
Information.
Strange.
Doctor Strange. Yeah, it was. So I guess one of the kids' moms was like, is one of the kids like he does their Instagram, and I guess they took a picture, and the location was exactly where Doctor Strange was shooting, and the kid had to like take it down off his Instagram. So a lot of people are speculating that.
That kind of shit is like inexcusable.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Get that off the internet.
Let's go off of that point right there, Chris. Starting with you, and Amanda, I know you have a lot to say about this in regards to how is it that Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, all these trained actors with PR, why do they feel pressured to say things in front of being interviewed? Chris, man, what are your thoughts on just how the Tom Hollands and all these actors, they just feel pressured? I gotta say something. Luke Skywalker, yeah, big cameo. What's going on, man?
Like as dark and morbid as this statement is now, I'm gonna say anyway. It reminds me if you go back to Endgame. They asked Chadwick Boseman, "Hey, well, what are you doing? You're at the premiere. Why are you in the da-da-da?" And I'm dead. What? No, I'm dead. That's all you. We don't have to give you anything. You're gonna come and watch it. Just relax. Like this is not like some like rinky-dink movie or show. Like that's the best part right there, the leg thing. But like this is like for real. People go crazy over these spoilers. This is not like just some like random Disney movie. Like this is like a real deal. Like people go crazy for this. So like any kind of spoiler, I know people are digging the internet for clues and all that, but like don't give them a chance. It's like it doesn't ruin it, but it kind of ruins it. Like, go back to the 90s. You're not getting any fucking spoilers from like a Hollywood film. You're gonna see it when everyone else sees it.
Couldn't agree with you more. I don't know at this point how stuff like that happens. Amanda, I know you have a lot to say about this matter regarding Teyonah Parris. Oh, wait till you guys see who the engineer is. Paul Bettany. Oh, the cameo. I've been waiting to work with this person my whole life. The list goes on. Elizabeth Olsen. Yeah. She didn't say it was Luke Skywalker, but she said, yeah, we have a Luke Skywalker reveal, which is obviously White Vision at this point. But this your take, Amanda, and everyone in the chat. Should these actors be fined $500,000 for every time they open their mouths to say something they shouldn't?
Yes. I agree with you. The thing is, even last night, I did not plan to get up at 3:00 in the morning, but I saw a video of Randall Park and freaking Kat Dennings, and they said, guys, please do not spoil WandaVision. So I'm like, oh my God, why would we have to spoil the finale? Like, what is this? Yeah. So I woke up at 3 a.m. because they said that. Is there anything to spoil in this episode?
No.
Not really.
No.
So that upset me even more because I'm like, why did I get up at 3 a.m. if there's not a big ass spoiler? Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. So all of this happening, them mentioning this, it's just the fact that like I'm so tired, and Bettany did the ultimate troll job, and I'll never forgive her for this. Also, like, Teyonah Parris is a goddess. I love this scene so much, and yeah, that's all I want to say. And then the kids, they're so cute.
Super Incredibles vibes going on right now. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I just don't understand how these look. I'll be to play devil's advocate. They are actors. They get paid to promote their movies and their shows. And yeah, it's fun to play with fans and the troll or whatever the case may be. But at one point, I just feel like the actors just need to, they don't know how to like have a conversation without feeling like they're pressured into answering a question. Just be like, oh, I don't know, play into it, but don't say.
Yeah, it's gonna be really exciting. Oh, I'm not gonna spoil. If I was a fucking actor, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Just you gotta watch it. You want me to ruin it for you? Like,
yeah, exactly.
This is a good part. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I enjoyed this matter. I like Vision the Poet, but I was like, damn, this is more poetry.
Oh yeah, this was a great moment. And I love that this moment takes place in a library with a bunch of knowledge, a bunch of books around these two intellectual beings of sorts. And the plank or the ship thesis is a really interesting conversation to have in regards to the old pieces, building new pieces. This is a pretty good conversation here.
Yeah.
I request elaboration. I'm literally going to use that at work. I'm sorry. Can you get that?
Chris, can you? Okay.
I request elaboration.
That is a good call. Yeah.
I don't know. This is fantastic.
What I love about this scene even more, just the subtext of Vision finally, even though he leaves and it's kind of like just disappears out of nowhere. I kind of still like that because I feel like he's never had control over his entire life, his existence of that matter, being created as Jarvis, being, put into Ultron, or being created by Ultron to be put into Vision. Having his life ended by Thanos, having his life started up again by Wanda. He's never had control. And I love that he finally kind of just goes off. I hope he has a vacation. I hope he goes to a beach. Hope he gets a nice tan, get a little color in there. But I love the Vision finally can kind of have, as the comics, Vision's quest. We'll see where Vision's going to be next time we see him.
He's going to get a spinoff now.
Oh, the Vision spinoff. Telling you, him and Darcy on a road trip, falling in love.
I love it.
This is a really cool moment, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is when I thought Ultron was coming out, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been so good if they did that. Damn.
I still hope they have that card in their back pocket of bringing Ultron back some way, somehow, because he's a computer. I mean, you can't wipe a computer off of all systems. I hope that they bring him back some way.
Yeah.
Okay, chicken or the egg question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're talking about a show about Wanda and Vision? So obviously it makes sense that you call it WandaVision. WandaVision obviously a play on television. Do you think that they saw those two names? They said, if we call it WandaVision, what if we do it like a TV show? Or do they have a TV show idea and said, damn, we can call it WandaVision?
I'll have you take that first, Amanda.
Oh man. I think it was just like a play on words. Maybe in the writer's room, we're like, Wanda, Vision, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to come up with a title. And then this one guy was like, guys, what about
No, like that guy would have to say like, no, hear me out. Just
like, yes, like, all right, guys, I have the ultimate thing, WandaVision, and then everyone's like, yes. So I think that's what happened, to be perfectly honest.
Look, we all know the truth is Kevin Feige had this show in mind back in 2009, back when the Hulk came. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I think that it was probably just like a organically speaking WandaVision wordplay television show. And there is some deeper meaning too with, just the whole show of like perspective and how we view TV and how Wanda uses it as a coping mechanism, as we all do. We kind of use TV and movies to escape. So I think there's a lot of good
Wanda's
synergy.
Vision of reality, like the hex
It's
is all
so
Wanda's
much.
vision.
It's so much, Chris. It's great wordplay. I love it. They got bars.
Super bars. I like this scene better than the last opening from the last episode.
Yeah, this is again, man. I'm so surprised how dark this show got at points. And this is a pretty being raised from the dead. I know there's some people that's probably watching this like, oh, Billy, go to bed right quick. We don't need you to be seeing the sadistic witches coming back to life.
And it's good. It's good. Art here. It's like good design. Like nothing looks. It doesn't look fake or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I low-key thought that Red Skull was gonna pop up at one point just because of everything. I'm like, oh wait. Yay!
He would mix into that crew. He's skeleton-looking guy with a hood. That would have been a good look for him.
A soul for a soul.
Exactly.
That might be the darkest thing Marvel's ever done, though. Like all this shit is super dark, but nothing doesn't get darker than is it Morag? Or is it Vormir? It's Vormir.
Yeah.
Morag is the other one where what's her name was? Gamora.
And Hawkeye gets to live.
Yes.
And the funniest thing, maybe in that whole movie, is when Ant-Man is like, not it.
Got it.
Fucking genius.
I love him. This was cool. I love seeing her little,
crowns. Yeah.
The crown. Yeah.
I wonder, and this again, Kathryn Hahn is just so great. If she would have gotten these abilities, these powers, do we think that she would have used it in a villainous way? She would have been a world destroyer of sorts, or was she had maybe, I don't know, kept the Scarlet Witch powers dormant and hid it from the world? I don't know. Is it just Kathryn Hahn that I love that I'm thinking she would have had good intentions maybe?
I don't think she would have good intentions.
No. She stole the children. She bites children, like.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. She is, I mean, and that's why I'm so, again, going back to them not killing her off. There's so much to explore with her because, again, I know a lot of people say that they thought that she was just kind of faking it, last week when we got her orders. They're like, help me, Mom. I want to learn my powers. I think there was a little bit of truth in that. And I think that's paralleling to Wanda. She didn't have that help. She didn't have that mentor. She had people that literally wanted to kill her at the stake. So I think there's something to be said about Agnes or Agatha having a little bit of maybe a cold heart, but a heart no less.
Yeah, I agree.
This is another scene that looks terrible with that stupid sweater on.
I'll be honest, and I don't know how you all feel. I know, visually it looks cool and all that, but for me, I feel like the action, one in particular that we're seeing on the screen now, it felt so out of place to me just because we never, of course, it's MCU. We know they're going to bring the action, but I don't feel like this show necessarily needed this action. It could have been just an intellectual conversation that we've seen throughout the show. I don't know if you all watch Legion. Could have been like a Legion, Noah Hawley type of finale without all this CGI going on. But I don't know if I'm talking crazy, Amanda. Did you like the action in this show or was it a little bit forced for you?
In some aspects it worked naturally, and then other times I was just like the direction was a bit odd, so I didn't know, like, I don't know, it worked and it didn't at some times, and then like this scene especially, it kind of felt like repetitive. It's like, how many times are you just gonna like shoot the beams at her, you know what I mean? So they could have shortened it a little bit. And then put like those minutes into something else, like another character, maybe. I don't know.
What about you, Chris? Did you enjoy most of the action set pieces, or do you feel like it was a little bit kind of out of left field, or maybe not as interesting as some of the dialogue that comes with the show?
Yeah, the dialogue, obviously, I'm here for more. I love the Vision versus Vision again.
Yeah.
But I don't need this whole scene. But I'm thinking if I'm Marvel, you're going to say, all right, we dragged them along for, we did a lot of dialogue. We have to give them some sort of payoff. They're probably thinking we have to give them everything. So, like, if they didn't have action, then people will be saying, oh, man, the finale didn't have no action. So it's like you're trying to, like, play both sides. But I think they tried to give us, like, action like this, and then also like the deep introspective.
Mhm.
You get some like dark, sad moment that we'll see in a little bit, and then you get the vision versus vision intellectual conversation. So I think what they were trying to do is like try to please everyone.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you do that, you just please no one.
It's a good point, man. I think, and that's kind of where I sit with the action versus the intellectual, the emotional payoff. I thought the emotional payoff was so much more executed and just a little bit more true to the characters versus all this kind of action that felt a little anticlimactic for me at points. But this is a good moment here by Wanda. She's learned, right? She needs a mentor. She needs she learned from Agatha, which again, it'll be so great to kind of see them having some type of frenemy relationship as they do in the comics, where Wanda does lean on Agatha there. So it'll be really interesting to see where that relationship goes in the future. But I love this moment by Wanda here. As and Amanda, I know you mentioned last week when we talked about the costume reveal.
Yeah.
Starting with you, I'll just say it. This costume is one of the best costumes of Marvel. Like, no doubt for me.
Hands down. It was exceptional. The reveal was fantastic. Her entire look was, oh my God, I loved it. And it's a nod to Magneto. I don't care. I'm going to say it. I don't care. It just looked so sharp. And of course, like, I have a feeling they saw his and they're like, let's draw from that because it's a sharp. Even his is like, it's awesome. I love his. So I think that it works incredibly well. Her hair, just like everything worked. And this image right here, this one right here, this shot is absolute perfection. Yeah. So this was probably the best part of the entire episode and maybe like the best part of the entire series, to be perfectly honest.
So fire. And even when she like is not all Super Saiyan, she still looks so badass in the suit and the hair and all that stuff. Yeah. Chris, man, your thoughts on this costume, man? Is it one of your top tier costumes in the MCU?
Yeah, I don't know if I could think of a better costume besides this one. And it's not, it's like, it's in a league of its own. I mean, like, Loki and these guys in Asgard, they dressed up nicely, but this is fantastic. And I love the Magneto tie-in. I know she has an M on the crown, obviously that could be Maximoff's, but, I thought Magneto first. It's very comparable to what we see, especially in the, Fassbender movies. But yeah, this is elite. And it's elite outside of the graphics. Like, it's just like right there, it's still elite.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Freaking Monica just standing there doing that.
Again, I think they just forgot about her, or just like, oh, we'll see you again in Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah.
I love this moment again. I literally thought of Amanda, like they did not kill her off. Kudos to them because they, unlike Phase 1, Obadiah's, and killing off some of the pivotal Hela, which I still think Hela's still out there. We'll see, but I'm so glad that they didn't kill her off. And I'm just going to be really interested to see if we're going to see her in a movie or if she's going to appear in a television show. I just can't wait to see Kathryn Hahn again somewhere in the future of the MCU.
I hope so. She's too good to not like have her in there.
Mm-hmm. And I even love this scene, just the little attention to detail. She's kind of like, at a certain point, she's kind of crying a little bit, like she lost to Wanda, and she
it was like a Get Out type of moment.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I don't know where she went after this though. Like what?
That's a good question, man. I am to assume that I don't think anyone in Westview is going to be like, yeah, we'll accept another witch in our community. So, it'll be interesting to see if she maybe, like I said, I'm jokingly saying it, but maybe she did go and stayed in Ralph's basement for the time being.
I think that pairing is so random now that we see who Ralph actually is.
Yes.
Like, that's just, why would you do that? It didn't make any sense.
I would have loved to see if Ralph too. I would have loved that reveal to actually been her little pet bunny, Senior Scratchy. I don't even know who that character, if it was any significance to that. I know she has like a cat in the comics and it's supposed to probably represent the cat, but again, we'll see what they do with Miss Agatha Harkness in the future. As Wanda has to, it's the parallels. A lot of us were theorizing that we were going to get the No More Mutants iconic line from from House of M, but I mean, she doesn't say that, but essentially she says, and metaphorically speaking, no more Hex. She has to put away her family and move on with life. Well, not move on, but kind of get past her trauma. She's slightly crying here. I don't know if you guys noticed that. She's kind of smiling and crying. She got to say goodbye.
She knows what she's got to do.
Yeah. Just went on too long. And this is, again, to me, this is where the show was at its best. The conversations between Wanda and Vision that we're going to get here in a second is just
it's heavy.
Incredible.
It's heavy.
Yeah. Even an android sheds a tear.
Do you guys feel like watching it? Well, 3 a.m. is different than 5, 6 in the morning. I was like the birds are chirping, so it's like a bright new day. And Friday, it's like it don't match the energy of the show. It's like it's better to watch at night.
Yeah.
That's true.
I agree.
I hear that. I just hate that they kind of like left the kids there without telling them anything, to be honest.
Just go to sleep, Billy. Tommy, close your eyes.
Just go have some sweet dreams, hon. And it's like, okay, the hex is gonna, you know what I mean?
Now I'm thinking about it, wouldn't that have hurt them? Because we saw what the hex did when it went down. Wouldn't they have like screamed for their lives and their parents were not there? Maybe that's why they were screaming in the post-credit scenes.
I have a theory for that, by the way. Afterwards.
Oh yeah, well, I can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to hear
it. Is that the only one I thought the kids were gonna grow up in the beginning of the episode?
Hey man, it wouldn't surprise me. We saw it, what they did a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, but I guess if freaking their soccer mom is out there tweeting pictures of them as regular kids, they're not going anywhere.
This is a great line too, by the way, and I think someone even mentioned it in the chat earlier regarding "Thank you for allowing me to be your mom." It's a really good moment.
I got emotional with that. That was a really beautiful line. And then, it's just so sweet. She delivered it so well, too.
Yeah. No kids are like, what the hell?
Right.
So it's too deep for these kids.
Right. Or they could have been like, well, we didn't have a choice either. But
yeah, exactly.
Like, are we going to die, Mom?
Why are you your eyes, Billy?
No one questioned it. I would have questioned it. Like, why the hell are you saying
Can you leave the door open? Dad, can you put the light on? Where are you going?
Yeah. It's been a rough day. Yeah. And okay, so we're always looking at for little Easter eggs. The movie was put the fun in dysfunction, but there was no I in the in, so it's a 1. Because they didn't have the letter I, so it's like put the fun one in dysfunction. So I was like, damn, what does that mean? Who is that? Who's the fun one?
Easter eggs.
The show drives me crazy.
Like, yeah. There was no point in doing that either, but it's okay. The lamps.
Yeah. Then the lights. Yeah, the lights. I was like, what? What are they doing?
What's the point? It's a beautiful scene, though. I have to admit.
Yeah, it's great.
It's heavy.
This is the 3rd time she has to say goodbye to Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have thoughts about that too. Aren't the writers tired of putting her through the ringer though? Like,
no, not enough trauma. More trauma. More.
Like shit, give someone else a turn. Like, my God, poor thing.
Next season is just going to be called Trauma Vision.
That's what it should have been called in the first place.
Nice.
That's the spin-off.
Yeah, it's like so much better than just regular TV acting.
Yeah,
100%. And it means something too, man. That's what's so cool about this kind of next phase of Marvel. These characters get to kind of reinvent themselves, kind of re-examine the characters and give them more dimensions and layers. I mean, literally, this is Wanda becoming Scarlet Witch and Vision becoming something, the 3rd version of Vision. So I'm so excited for Elizabeth and Paul. And if I was an actor, number one, I know they're happy because this is a paycheck, but at the same time, as an art form, you get to do something new and not just play the same old character over and over and over again. So that has to be really exciting for them.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the stuff.
Oh, right in the feels.
I'm telling you, and I think we said it last week, Chris. We're gonna have to get some of these lines and some Valentine's Day cards next year, man. These are some heavy, some really good lines.
Yeah,
make some money too.
Oh yeah.
That's a whole fact.
Such a good line, though. You're my sadness, you're my loneliness, but you're also my hope and my love. Buy it at Target for $9.99.
That's where she got that damn sweater.
Yeah, exactly.
She should be the costume designer for the next show.
All I can do is tell you what's ugly, though. I'd be like, no, not that. Like, what should we wear? And I'm like, I don't know. There's not that. Like, Amanda, we need you out here.
Oh God. Freaking Paul Bettany making us cry, damn it. God.
Yeah.
He doesn't waste his words.
It's his voice. I have to admit, like he makes everything sound amazing. He could read the phone book and I'd be like crying.
Yeah, he's great. As they say their goodbyes.
Aw, we'll say hello again.
Oh.
See, like that hit me in the feels, but also like she can bring him back again. So like this, like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, okay.
Do you guys think, starting with you, Amanda, this White Vision, if we ever see Wanda and him get it reunited, is it going to be another love rekindled or moving on?
Honestly, like for her own sanity, I hope it would be like moving on, but they're still like respectful towards each other. I think like this chapter of her life is like over, to be perfectly honest.
Damn. Back to square one.
Yeah. Like full circle moments here.
Well, she learns some heavy lessons. She finally was able to face her. I love, by the way, this is an MCU trope. Put on a hoodie, put on a hat. No one knows who you are. You are completely invisible to the world.
It's
or you.
Yeah, you definitely.
It's like Clark Kent with glasses.
Exactly.
Like,
no. It's so funny too. I don't know why I thought about this as she kind of does the walk of shame here. With Westview, I wonder, like, because I don't know, thinking of technically speaking in chronological order, Far From Home, when JB Smoove, I always kept referring to, we're in the dark ages, there's witches now. I wonder if like people for Westview was like, there are witches in this world, and like we're tweeting out, Instagramming, TikToking, beware of witches, they're coming.
Interesting.
Dude, I don't blame those people though. It's got to be some heavy stuff. A whole week of just being held hostage mentally.
we have to keep like it's been a week for them.
Yeah.
Like I keep forgetting that, to be honest. All that trauma in a week. Like, my God.
We were talking about earlier, empty calories, the Jimmy Woo, all that kind of silly stuff. I wish we got more of this with Monica, because we understand that she relates to Wanda just because they both have come back from the snap and lost, very important people to them. But I wish we would have got more of these moments.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because again, like if they're playing off the emotional connection to these characters, there should have been more scenes like this. Like, you know what I mean?
100%.
And if you're going to add all these action scenes, like make the show an actual hour then.
Woo.
I love that.
Hard.
I love her.
Off to the sunset she goes, just wrecking people's lives and deuces.
Adios, Wanda.
I can't wait to see Wanda again because there's so much still to explore with that character.
Yeah.
And I think they've even said so much so that they really want to focus on Wanda in this next phase of MCU, which gets me so excited.
What was the first thing you guys thought when you first saw that the credits came on right there?
I got mad.
Yeah, it was the same.
Yeah, I want the honesty, candid answer.
I was kind of upset.
Yep.
I was just like, that's it. That's how we're doing. And it is so funny, man, because again, every Saturday we have such a great time theorizing and having great, conversations about it. Some of the conversations we had, seem to be more exciting than the stuff that we end up getting. But looking at it, stepping myself away from the expectations and theories, the show kind of gave us all the beats. They told us a couple weeks ago it was Agatha all along and all the little things like that. But I was still slightly disappointed in regards to it. But now, kind of thinking about what the show's purpose was of showing this, Wanda's trauma showing her grief, not being able to face her trauma. That's something I think we can all relate to, which is the beauty of the MCU. They're superheroes. They put on capes and costumes, but what makes us connect to these characters is what we can connect to in real life. So I think that they stuck the landing at that point. But Amanda, your thoughts on just kind of ending this Please Stand By coming up on the screen.
If I say this, it's going to sound so bad.
Just be real with us.
I felt like the entire series was low-key pointless because she ends up in the exact same position as she was before. And we got the character development. Don't get me wrong, everything's perfect in that way. But at the same time, it's like why do I don't want to feel this way. I just felt like it was a little bit like pointless to come full circle like that. But
what about you, Chris?
I was like, come on, that's the end. Yeah, and I literally just said like, well, the post credit got to be crazy.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it. Post credit 1, as we see Hayward getting arrested, going to jail, I assume. We see this random agent.
See right there, put the fun in dysfunction.
Yeah. Fun one in dysfunction. Love it. Well, Amanda, starting with you, this first post-credit scene, like it, love it, hate it, wish it would have been something else?
You know what? At the end of the day, I'm like, this makes sense. Like when I saw it, I'm like, yeah, like of all things, it would be a scroll. Like I totally get it. Works with the show, but this makes me even more excited for Miss Marvel. It makes me even more excited for Captain Marvel too, because we get to see more of Monica, and 100%. If Teyonah Parris is starting in a television show, we will see her in Miss Marvel. And I'm just waiting for that opportunity. So I think the post-credit scene worked.
Chris, what about you? What you think about this first post-credit scene for setting up Monica to go to space?
Okay. I of course, at this point, I didn't know that there's going to be another one. I left the TV on just hoping that something else would happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys already knew that there was 2. I did not. So I was like, God, Nick Fury's just waiting for this girl up there. I could have guessed that. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see a scroll finally, and it ties it in for people. It's like a one theory that people had that we can get closure on. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I'll be honest. I did not like the post-credit scene. Number one, execution-wise, why not give her the scroll? Could have been someone we've seen before. This is such a random character. It could have been her friend that we met in Captain Marvel. The little friend that she had that was a scroll, Tomos' daughter. Could have been him. Could have been Tomos himself, Ben Mendelsohn's character. So I thought they could have did that, and then pointing in the sky, he wants to see you. We're all assuming it's Nick Fury from what we last saw him in Far From Home, but
also, why are we in the movie theater?
Why are we in a movie theater? Yeah, what's the theatricals, right? We got to go to the theater to say this, and plus they're sword. Don't they know of scrolls? They work. Don't they work closely with scrolls? I don't know why it has to be this secret thing, but I guess there's a division of people. I wonder if the people, which I don't even know if they're going to address that. There were people that were siding with Hayward. Are they not in trouble, or are they just we just have to take orders? I don't know if they're just going to be regular employees now and going back to the payroll. But
honestly,
it's a good point that they should have used someone that we've seen before.
Yeah.
Phil,
I agree with that.
Silly to me, but
I just think that we're never going to get any answers ever again for the show, just because of all the loose ends.
We got assembled though. Maybe that's going to answer some stuff.
Maybe.
I hope so, dude. Because I'm just, I'm what is happening? Maybe. Why would you leave it like this?
And we still don't know the engineer. We still don't know who that engineer. I think we'll talk about it here once this finally ends in regards to
that was the biggest letdown of the whole season.
Saving some things for the movies, because not everyone Disney Plus is literally a year or two for catching up for Netflix, but not everyone's going to watch this show. So it would be probably theorizing Reed Richards or Blue Marvel. It might not be the best platform to introduce someone so major, even though they introduced someone major like Monica Rambeau. But this made up for the first post-credit scene. I said it. I jumped on Griffin's channel a little bit earlier today. This felt so cinematic to me. This feels like this could be a scene literally for Doctor Strange 2. Like this feels like an opening scene because it feels so cinematic. It feels like a movie. The show looked movie quality, but this in particular like looked like a movie for me.
In all of these type of movie scenes like this, and all the Marvel movies and all different type of movies, I always wonder like how do they like get groceries? Like where do you shop at?
It's a good question, man. That's a good question.
Then I was like, she's like makes it like just creates it.
That's what Agatha said, that she is simultaneously creates things. She can create anything, as we saw with this Hex. So, but this moment was so badass. I was hoping that maybe this is what Doctor Strange was maybe teaching her this book, but it's a really cool moment.
But also, like this post-credit scene, realistically, like maybe if they tweaked it a bit, but if they put this at the end of Spider-Man 3, leading into Doctor Strange 2, I would have been like, yeah, I'm sold, and like that's it.
I think you're onto something there, man. I think that scene will be something we'll see in the movie because again, it sets the stage for. If they continue that scene, someone coming into the room, she hears her kid screaming, which kicking it, we'll talk about it more in depth on tomorrow's stream, 3 p.m. Make sure you all tune in there. But the post-credit scene there, Amanda, just your thoughts on those kids screaming. Is it Billy and Tommy in another multiverse?
Yeah, so that literally is what I think it is. And Doctor Strange, like this is my theory, is that Doctor Strange knows that the kids are in there, and that's why Wanda goes to Doctor Strange. And then there's a reason like why Wanda can't go in and get her kids, because she'll like wreck something, like she'll change something else. And then that's the conflict. In Doctor Strange too, like maybe like I don't know how it's going to work out, but like that's my theory, that Doctor Strange knows where her kids are.
What about you, Chris? What did you think about the Billy and Tommy screaming? Is it the Billy and Tommy that she knows, or is it someone somewhere else that she's hearing, because she does have the dark hole and she's a Nexus being? Is she hearing this from another multiverse?
Yeah, I thought it was just the kids, the regular kids that we know and love or hate. But I just didn't understand, because we always said like, okay, she'll be the villain in Strange, but now I'm like, doing what? Like why? Like what would they be fighting about? Because like she fixed the Hex and Agatha's like wherever. I'm just trying to figure out what would be the beef. Like Strange wouldn't be holding those kids hostage, so I'm trying to understand. Yeah. Unless he's trying to police her magic and like kind of like contain her like the Phoenix.
That's a good question, man. Yeah, that's something to consider in regards to if it is indeed that she is the catalyst or the main kind of, maybe in the first half of the film, her and Dr. Strange are at odds. She's trying to save her boys. He's telling her, you need to stop it because you're messing up reality. There's people coming into this world that shouldn't be here. Which, speaking to, why we didn't maybe see Dr. Strange in this show. He's a busy man. The guy's been out of commission for the last 5 years as a Sorcerer Supreme. And I don't know, stick with me here with this theory. I always assume that since there's no Infinity Stones in this world, in this MCU, that doesn't that mean that the Hex, the spell that he had on Dormammu with the time loop, there's no time stone. So wouldn't Dormammu be free of whatever trap or whatever imprisonment Doctor Strange had him in? So Dormammu might be the villain moving forward in the future of Doctor Strange. Of course, Baron Mordo with Chiwetel Ejiofor. But I think Doctor Strange is a busy man. And when he finds out that Wanda's been kind of meddling with the multiverse, he's going to, one more thing to add to the list. Yeah. And again, we know Wanda is so emotionally driven that she just wants to find these kids and help them out. But only time will tell. It's literally next year. I don't know the exact date. I think it's March 25th, but literally 2 weeks from now, we're almost a year away from of course, if delays don't happen, we're a year away from Doctor Strange 2.
So far away.
It's so far, right? But I mean, hey, based on Spider-Man giving us teasers and titles, we might get, something Doctor Strange related, in the near future, hopefully, if everything stays in place. Yeah. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys watched The Legends yet. I'm going to probably watch that, gearing up for Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I know Chris is so excited for.
Okay, whatever. The Falcon is still the worst Avenger. I don't care what anyone.
He's going to prove you wrong, my friend. He's going to be your favorite Avenger. But yep.
Tell me who's the worst Avenger then? Who's your least favorite? Not the worst. Who's your least favorite Avenger?
Clint Barton.
What?
Guy
oh no! I mean, I literally just watched Endgame the other day. He was so like I've grown to love Hawkeye. But
thank you.
He's so awesome.
But that's your answer. That's your vote. Your least favorite Avenger is Hawkeye. Got it.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Let's talk about it because it's Falcon.
For me,
it's gonna change. I'm telling you, it's gonna change. No,
I think it's gonna change for him too. For me, this might be complete blasphemy. It's the Hulk.
Okay, that's my second least. I
The
agree.
Hulk is, I think MCU, what they're doing with the Hulk is so sloppy and so childish and so stupid to me. This is literally one of the most powerful beings in the MCU, strength-wise, anger-wise, and they just resorted to just jokes and taking memes, dabbing. Like, come on, man. I feel so bad for the Hulk. It's so disrespectful.
That's one movie they did that at.
Are you kidding me? What is it? Thor Ragnarok? And I love those moments.
Thor was
walking around,
way more
his
than
ass was out.
Yeah,
he wasn't joking.
Yeah, no one wants to see that.
No one asked for that. No one asked for that.
Dude, they're doing the Hulk so dirty. Ragnarok, Infinity War. No, I don't want to come out. Getting his ass beat by Thanos, which, to be fair, it's Thanos.
Those are iconic moments though that we talk about. What's a Falcon moment that we ever talk about?
They're not good,
dude. That Ronin moment in Endgame was better than anything we've gotten from the Hulk since Avengers. Now, don't get me wrong, the Avengers Hulk is the best Hulk.
Falcon, like, what's a good Falcon? The Hawkeye, he has a couple of great moments. He's a family man.
Dude,
well, what's a good Falcon moment besides almost killing Don Cheadle?
On the left, bro.
On your left. It's in my bio on Twitter. Do you understand? It's my location. Okay. I love on your left.
He's so much fun, man. He cooks breakfast. Who cooks breakfast for the Avengers? Sam does, man. Do you guys eat breakfast? I don't know if you guys do that thing, but here's some breakfast for you. Sam's the man, dude.
Look,
this is going to be his chance to shine.
It will be, man.
This is going to be his chance.
And
Bucky's going to save that show. Bucky's going to save.
You're gonna love them.
You gotta love them. Yep.
I'm a big fan of buddy cop movies, so you're gonna see.
I can't wait for it. But guys, let us know. We'll probably stay on here for about maybe 10, 15 minutes. Go ahead and drop any questions you guys have in the chat. Join the conversation. Who's your least favorite Avenger? As we see some people, Leo agreeing with me here. The Hulk. I don't know what they're doing with him, man. It's like he was supposed to have a 3-story arc, and the arc they gave him was just so goofy to me. But let us know you guys' least favorite Avenger. Let us know your thoughts on the this finale. As Leo says, Falcon is the best. Well, I wonder. So, Chris, I just kind of, and not just because they're two black guys, but what do you think about Rhodey, man? I think Rhodey kind of gets some disrespect and kind of a lackluster character. What do you think about Rhodey?
Rhodey from
Iron Man's best friend.
Jesus.
Don
Cheadle, yeah.
He's not on my favorite, but I love his corny jokes that don't land ever. And then he had the accident, and then it's like, damn, I felt that. That was like a dark moment. Like that was like a rare, like real dark moment amongst the Civil War crew. So
yeah,
he's not my favorite for sure, but he's much better than Anthony. My problem is Anthony. It's like not even the Falcon so much. It's really Anthony. It's just I don't need it.
Mackie's amazing. What? He's so
Mackie
fun.
is not amazing.
He's so
Hey, Chris, I know you'll admit to it that he was the best part of what was it, The Wire, Outside the Wire, whatever that Netflix movie was earlier this year.
Oh my gosh.
He saved that film. I'll tell you that.
He saved it. That movie was not saved. No, yeah. War Machine. I mean, yeah, and I do like War Machine. I like him better than the first actor. I forgot, Terrence. Who? Oh my gosh, I know he probably has sweat dreams, being an idiot with Marvel and missing out on an opportunity. Yeah, you can't ever look at the box office numbers ever.
Ever. Man, I never. Are you a Rhodey fan? Do you like Don Cheadle as a Rhodey?
Yeah, I didn't really mind. I love the switch up though. I love Don Cheadle. His chemistry with Robert Downey Jr. was amazing, but it's not like kind of in the middle for me. We also don't know enough about him for me to be like, oh my God, I love this character. You know what I mean? Right. But like Chris said, like there are some jokes that didn't land and you're like, oh no. Yeah. But keep trying.
But they're not supposed to. It's like, that you're just not good at jokes. I
know, but like
him and Iron Man's like little chemistry is way better to me than Cap's and Mackie's. But I will say that in Winter Soldier, it is cool to see like him meeting Cap and the whole like running and that whole that's fine. But then that's it.
You got him there though, like that. You can't just say that little part and then not extend the love. You know what I mean?
Cool. No, it's cool. The list was cool. All the stuff that he needed to catch up. Then he never came back after that. Never. He lost me forever.
I do like Don Cheadle in Endgame when they're like they're getting off the plane and not Endgame. Is it Endgame or Infinity War?
Black Panther.
Oh, when he says got a deal.
Yeah. I was in tears like that. Like that's probably like my favorite part. It was funny, but he's in the middle. Like I'm not saying I love him or I hate him.
Mackie doesn't have no lines like that. I mean, that on the left is you don't even see him.
No, I think with Don Cheadle, what's going to happen to him is the same thing I think is going to happen. What happened with Wanda and Vision for me, he's going to get his stock up. I think when we see his TV show, what is it? Armed Wars, I believe is the title of it. Speaking of, I don't know, this is a terrible transition. We'll say, speaking of Armed Wars, we have a special guest coming in, an Avenger level guest coming in, ladies and gentlemen. This guy here, he likes to geek out just as much as we do, and he's a big MCU fan and a lot of great content on his channel. He's going to join the conversation. I want to get his thoughts on this finale and all fun stuff. Talking about the one and only Leo from Geekly Goods. What's up, man?
What's going on, crew? What's up, y'all?
Hey,
I thoroughly enjoyed you guys' coverage throughout WandaVision, man. Y'all been throwing some good live streams, and I just gotta say, I'm hearing a lot of heat from Marvel right now, though. I'm hearing a lot of heat.
Hey, Leo, man, I know you did a great reaction earlier today, man, but if you want to let the people know in the chat, man, what was just your general take on this finale and just generally your take on this show as a whole, man? Did it work for you?
Oh, man, I love this show as a whole. I just absolutely loved it. Every single episode was a new layer that just dived deeper into Wanda Maximoff, somebody who was totally a sideline character in the Avengers movies and in all the other media and Marvel. She has just been, we finally got a spotlight shined on these characters, and I absolutely love this tragic story of storytelling. Mm-hmm. And man, that right when I popped in the stream was right when we were at that moment where her and Vision say goodbye again. Yeah. What an emotionally packed, powerful moment between those two actors. Absolutely loved it, man. Like as a whole, the show was great. Couple things in this episode, though, I can agree with you guys. Ralph Bonner, that was not the best turnout. Oh man, why we gotta do this to Quicksilver? No, all these theories. Evan Peters, you bring back a great actor. Get in the Fox X-Men Quicksilver. We do all this speculating, and then you're going to tell us his name is Ralph Boner. And then we thought Ralph was Mephisto and all that. Yeah. But that was one big disappointment. And then not enough Monica in this episode.
Yep.
They were building up to her so heavily. And they had that, I think, a couple episodes ago during the Agatha Harkness reveal. She finally, her eyes changed color. It was like, okay, we're getting closer and closer to Spectrum. Then we just get one little blip. Yeah. That's it. Nothing else.
I'm only to assume that they left her kind of hanging there because they want to probably give her a little bit more focus. Like Amanda said, maybe she appears in Miss Marvel. We know she's already going to be a co-lead in, Captain Marvel 2 next year. So maybe they just want to, again, they don't want to give us too many good treats into the TV show. They want to leave some things for the movies, of course, still get people back to go to the theaters, of course. So we'll see what they do with Monica. But yeah, the Ralph Boner is something about MCU. And Quicksilver. They literally use Quicksilver in Age of Ultron just to propel Wanda's story, kill him off in one movie, and then we get another Quicksilver in his place, and they just use him for a punchline. I don't know what's Marvel's deal with Quicksilver. They just don't like the character, I guess.
They just hate Quicksilver. Like, what the heck, man? You go and call him Ralph Boner and just boom, that's it? The story's over? Come on. Okay, do that.
Game, we had such great emotional moments throughout the entire series, and then like that one name, like, why would you think it was funny? Like, I just don't understand. Like, why would you ruin?
Someone thought they were so clever too in the writing room. Like, hey guys,
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yo, I got daggers in my eyes for Paul Bettany though. That was not cool to tease us and say there's a big cameo. Somebody's coming, an actor I've always wanted to work with himself.
I gotta give him respect for that troll. I gotta respect that troll. I can't even hate.
Oh, come on.
Oh man,
was it purposeful? Because I don't know if you guys saw the clip on GMM or whatever. Good Morning America.
Yeah.
He again, I don't know if it was pressured. He felt pressure to just say something because the people were coming at him at the right, or he literally think it was intentional that he was like, you know what, I'm gonna stir some things up. Do you guys think it was intentional, or it was just kind of a slip of words and just got it kind of caught in the moment?
He was stirring the pot. He was stirring that pot. Come watch WandaVision, y'all. we got a big cameo coming up. Come on. That was
Like we're gonna watch it anyway. Like you don't need to
Right, exactly.
Like,
It's like Endgame. It's the same thing with Endgame. They didn't have to give us any trailers. They literally gave us like a clip of flashbacks of the last movie, and we were already gonna see the film. So I don't know why they felt like they had to do that, but
So annoying.
I don't know, Paul. I still love you, Paul. I can't wait to see White Vision come back into the mix.
On site.
Oh, then what happened with White Vision in this episode? He just kind of dipped out.
He said deuces. He said,
like,
look, man, I got my own life now. I don't got to take orders from Tony Stark, from Ultron, from Wanda. I'm my own man. I'm going to find me a nice little situation, my own family. We'll see, man. Next time we see Vision, we're going to have a wife and kids and all that stuff. He's going to have a whole new family. We'll see.
Went and got him a whole new lifestyle. Like, I'm out of this.
Yep. Change his name, all that stuff. But we got a question in here. Does Doctor Strange go after the Darkhold, Amanda? Do you think Mr. Strange? I know a lot of people, when we were theorizing last few weeks, some people pointed out that in Doctor Strange, which I don't really revisit that film too much, is not one of my favorites, but there's a scene in Doctor Strange where there's a missing book that they kind of make apparent, and it's pretty obvious in the frame, and some people are theorizing that that book is missing, and Doctor Strange might have to recapture it. But Amanda, starting with you, do you think Mr. Strange will be after this Book of Sins?
Possibly. I mean, everything sounds great at this point. I told Leo before, I'm like, I am not hoping for anything anymore. After the show, it is ruined for me. But yeah, the theories, they match up. And if it happens, it'd be really cool.
What about you, Chris? Do you think Mr. Strange is going to be looking for an overdue library book?
Yeah. He's the only one that still has books. But I think that since Civil War, the underlying theme of a lot of these Marvel movies and shows is like controlling the people you can't control. So like everyone wants to be like the voice of reason. Like, no, it's too powerful. No, let me hold that. So I'm sure Doctor Strange is going to be like, no, Wanda, you don't have to do that. Let me hold this. It's all like Infinity Stones. Oh no, you can't hold the Infinity Stones. Oh no, you're too much powerful. We got to control. You guys have to, that's the cover your cords and all that. It's everyone is just trying to be controlling. So I'm sure he needs it because he thinks he's got the right idea for it.
Hey, he's the Sorcerer Supreme, man. He knows all, right? He is the wisdom. Yeah. He's the ancient one of a sense. But Leo, man, do you think Mr. Strange is going to be looking for this book in his film, maybe?
Oh, 100%. I kept waiting for Strange this whole episode. I'm like, he's going to pop up there. Oh, no, hold on. Post-credit, he's going to pop up. Yeah. He never ended up popping up. But I think this is exactly how Doctor Strange is going to start, with him on the hunt for Wanda. That the Darkhold is definitely the missing book. He definitely, I mean, he's a state over? How did he not know about the hex going on? Like, he's going to have to show up.
That's going to be an interesting thing to kind of explain when we see him in Spider-Man 3, as he's been confirmed to be on that cast. Like, well, number one, not just Doctor Strange, but what about the other Avengers? Of course, again, this was a weak incident. We got to remember, I guess, that everyone's coming back from the blip. The world's a little turned upside down. Everyone's still kind of getting used to this new world. So I guess I'll give them that excuse that that's why we didn't see a Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, who's in space somewhere, probably doesn't even know what's going on Earth anymore. But
she doesn't care.
She doesn't care. She's over there, getting new haircuts, as Rocket says. She's getting a new hairdo in space. But
Rocket, now that's an Avenger I could believe in. But we'll get into that another day.
Rocket's my guy, dude. Bradley Cooper.
I thought you were about to hate. I'm like, yo, you hate Rocket? Oh my god.
Nah, Rocket's my guy. He is my guy. I think he's funnier than Drax, if I'm being honestly.
Rocket's the funniest person in Drax. Well, actually, Korg is the funniest. But then,
yes, I can back on that.
Then it's Rocket.
I'm not a Ragnarok fan. I apologize.
Ragnarok supremacy.
Stop it.
But no, that's a good question. Again, I think the Darkhold will be something to look forward to. I think that might be, we were talking about why would Wanda be a villain? Well, she might not want to give up the book because she's learning spells on how to get her sons from the multiverse. And Doctor Strange is like, no, you can't have that type of power. Clash of the Titans. But then it's going to be a bigger bad that they're going to have to come together and fight. Let's see. Is there any other questions you guys have? A couple people bringing up their least favorite Avengers. Mantis. Yeah. Mantis is, she's a punchline. A lot of honestly, I love the Guardians for the most part, but a lot of them are just kind of expedited to like jokes, and not really a lot of layers to their character. But I love the Guardians. I love their banter.
Mantis.
Mantis.
What was that laugh? Mantis starts laughing automatically. Jesus.
I think we all might have. Well, I guess Amanda, who's your favorite between roadies here? Was it Don Cheadle you said earlier, or is it
Oh,
Mr.
yeah,
Terrence?
100% Don Cheadle. 100% Don Cheadle. Like, if anyone says Terrence Howard, I'm like, okay.
But he wasn't whack. Don Cheadle's better, but I don't think Terrence was whack.
No, but I can't go back after watching Empire and watch that Iron Man 1. Look at him seriously in that role.
I agree. Let's see, what else do we have here? I think someone brought up Chris's favorite show, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, coming in 2 weeks. 2 weeks till Falcon. Yeah.
Yes.
It's coming. 6 episodes, 40, 50-minute episodes. I'm telling you, Chris, you're going to end up loving this show, bro. I'm telling you, man.
I think that I will like it. I just know that I just don't like Falcon.
Let's see.
Stop saying it.
All the Falcon heat, man.
Right.
I'm the only one that hates him. It's not a lot of heat. It's too.
Oh, now it's hate. It's not even dislike.
Yeah.
I hate on him. I don't.
Air quotes now.
Actually,
no.
Yeah. Go ahead. I hate on him. I don't know if I hate him.
He's gonna change your mind, man. I'm telling you, we're gonna get somebody. I think even Anthony Mackie said the other day, you're gonna get like a backstory, kind of a la Wanda. We're gonna kind of see where he comes from. I think they said that they casted. He has a sister in the show. We're gonna probably learn about his friend that he lost in the military. That kind of was the mission that he lost. So I think we're gonna get a lot of backstory from Anthony, and I think this is his first time to really kind of be a leading man, because he's Papa Doc, man. That's he hasn't been the same since he lost to Rabbit many years ago, but he's gonna come back with some bars, man. He's gonna come back. But if you guys don't have any other questions for us, we'll wrap it up here in a bit. But again, we're going to be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central Time, going live, diving into this episode, getting thoughts from Zach Pope. We got Tessa from Mama Geekly. We got Sharonda from Pay Your Weight. Of course, we got our 2 wonderful guests here. We've had Leo on the show before, and we'll definitely have him back when we get Falcon and Winter Soldier in the next coming weeks. But, I guess just kind of wrapping this up, and obviously we'll dive into it more. But Amanda, just your thoughts on, this WandaVision finale, and if it lived up to the hype for you.
You guys know I've been underwhelmed for like 3 episodes now, and I just felt like it was anticlimactic. I am so happy that we got the Scarlet Witch, though. She looked absolutely stunning. So that's like my only takeaway from this, is that she looks fierce. She killed it. We have her at full power and she's learning. So yeah, I felt underwhelmed with this. I thought they could have tightened it up a bit more. And I felt that the execution was like all over the place for certain scenes.
Chris, man, just your thoughts on this 9th episode titled the series finale, which does define we're not going to get a season 2 of WandaVision. Never say never, but I'm pretty sure this is the last we'll see of this show. But man, just your thoughts on this finale, and if it was one of your favorite episodes, kind of in the middle.
I mean, it's to me, it's like a fine episode. I'm never going to root for 1 and 2, so I don't even really count them. I will say, I don't really want to answer about the last episode, but the show as a whole, I think, outdid all expectations. Like we can break it down week to week, which we do, and then we can say, oh, the finale wasn't that good. But like coming from before what we thought we were going to see, I think we didn't expect any of this, and I think it did very well compared to what we expected. And after we saw the first 30 minutes of this show of just this black and white sitcom from the 40s and 50s and 60s, we were just like, what the like. To imagine that it would get to here, I think it's impressive, and they should be applauded for what they did. Yeah. We're always going to nitpick, and find stuff that we would have liked better about the finale and all that kind of stuff. And I agree with a lot of that. But as a whole, I was like, I'm impressed with what they did here. Mm-hmm. So we'll see if my prediction of like this being the best out of the 3. But I think they did well.
Well said, man. Leo, man. Again, I know you touched on it at the beginning, but again, just your thoughts on the finale and just your overall take on first MCU live action television show that we've gotten. This is a new phase for Marvel, of course. And I guess, are you excited for this new phase based on WandaVision, or are you a little bit apprehensive about some of these shows and movies? Just your take on it, man.
I love this. I absolutely love this show. I love how it kept us mystified week to week. I mean, we were all thinking all these theories, and even though we didn't get the exact theories that we thought, it was still fun to just come together and think about them and come up with all these things. Reed Richards, Mephisto. We wouldn't have ever thought about all these things without WandaVision, but at its core, it was just a story that revealed layers about a character that we really didn't know. And I am so excited to explore more characters in the MCU and get those stories from those characters, because Loki, such an interesting layered character that we haven't explored enough. I know you don't like him, Chris, but Falcon, another character that has so many layers and such a heavy story that we'll get to finally see on screen. I'm so excited. But after watching this, I can kind of see potentially how somebody may not need to watch these shows to still enjoy the movies. Like, they could totally be some bonus content, which if Strange would have walked in, or Reed Richards or Mephisto, I wouldn't have had the same answer here. But I think these could totally be viewed as supplemental content. So that'll be good for the movie-going audience. That's a great point, man. That's definitely a topic of conversation we'll have tomorrow. Again, 3 p.m. Plug. Tune in tomorrow on our live stream. But that's a great point you bring up, Leo. And it's such an interesting thing, because we're all inundated with this. We're locked into this world. We're in this hex, if you want to call it that. But I'm so curious to know, the average fan that doesn't watch WandaVision, when they see Doctor Strange 2, will they get the context of her suit, what she went through in WandaVision, or is it just going to be like, okay, it is what it is. Let's just enjoy this movie for what it is. It's going to be so interesting. She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, all these characters get their individual shows, Kate Bishop, and then when you see them in the films, they're going to be like, who the hell is that? How did that? It's going to be so interesting.
How many like casual fans are going to watch Doctor Strange 2 without watching these things? Like, we're not talking about the Avengers. We're not talking about Iron Man. Yeah. Doctor Strange is like one of the most like best kept secret type movies. Like, that movie came out of nowhere doing like really well. We weren't expecting it. Yeah. So I don't know if the casual fan is going to be like just tuning into Doctor Strange 2 without any of this background. I think they need it. I think you need all of it to be fair. But like, I just don't know like what kind of person fits in the box of like, okay, sure, I'll watch Doctor Strange 2 and not like watch this.
Hey, you'll be surprised, man. There's so many people I know that saw Endgame with literally only seeing like 2 or 3 Marvel films, and they enjoyed it for what it was. Of course, they didn't get all the nuance.
That makes sense, because if you hear like, okay, this is the best selling movie of all time,
you're like, all right, cool. Yeah.
I think with Black Panther, it's like, like, of course people are going to watch Black Panther just for the culture, but like, it would help if they knew what the fuck was going on.
True. And again, man, that's going to be so interesting to see how they handle this the next few years in regards to introducing these characters that are going to get their own show. She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop being introduced. It's going to be so interesting to see. Are they going to be recapping the movies previously on, this show and catching people up? Or again, look, Kevin Feige, Marvel, they're 13 years in the game. If you're not on the train yet, they're way past you at that point. If you're not in the Marvel world, they don't care, because they just made $3 billion on a film. So they're not, and I love DC why I say this, they're not the DC. They don't have to like continuously reinvent themselves. They already have their mojo going, so they don't have to worry about, hey guys, let me hold your hand and welcome to the MCU. This is this kid. No, they're like, whatever we got.
You with us or not?
Exactly. Thanos, Ant-Man. We're going all out here. So you're either on the train or, we'll see you at the next stop. So we are, ladies and gentlemen, that is tonight's live stream, watch along, watch party with these incredible people. Amanda, Leo popping in, Chris coming and bringing in the hot takes with Falcon. It was a fun time, guys. We're going to continue this. Speaking of trains, we're going to got the train tomorrow. 3 p.m. Central Time. Amanda will be back. Chris will be back. I'm sure Leo might pop into the stream and say what's up to everyone in the chat. And of course, we have some incredible guests with Tessa. We got Sharonda. We got Zach. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a great discussion, no doubt. But before we head out, I want to let my guests plug in any of their social media accounts, their next videos they have lined up for you all, starting with Amanda. Again, I love having her on and hearing her opinions on stuff. But Amanda, if you want to let people know where they can find you, besides tomorrow, obviously, the stage is yours.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. This was an absolute blast. I loved it. You guys can find me at AMX ND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. You can go check out my website, candidxcinema.com, and my next YouTube video will be a WandaVision season 1 review. If there's going to be season 2, we don't know, but still, that's what's going to come up on my channel.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. And guys, again, check her out. Her links are in the bio. Subscribe, follow her. You won't be disappointed. My guy, Chris, man, where can the people find you? And what's next on Taste Take, my friend?
What's up? What's up? I just want to put out a mission to say that I think that it's a hotter take that Ragnarok is not a good movie.
Oh my gosh.
I think there's whatever. The point. This is not about. This is about my channel. I'll talk about my channel. Okay. I'm Tate's Take. I give takes like that. I'm at Tate's Take. Dropping movie reviews, TV show reviews, usually every week. My next video, I'm still waiting. Amanda did not deliver on her promise of giving me a video to review. I just did. No, you didn't.
Liar. Yeah, I did.
All right, we'll talk offline. I just did Coming to America yesterday. What day is it? Right. Just did that, and then based on what I'm hearing, I might have to do Raya now. I got to check Raya out. I got to empty out my 401k to get the $30 for Disney. So, but I appreciate the time.
No doubt, man. Yeah, $30 price tag for Raya. I don't know if I don't know, Amanda. Would you pay $30 for it after seeing it?
I loved it.
Wait, nah, y'all were gassing it like y'all.
It's a great movie, dude. I just don't know if I would feel. I don't know if I would pay. The only movie I can see myself paying $30 for is like an Avengers type level. Anything else, I don't know if I'm dishing $30 out for any movie. To be honest with you, even though
I looked it up because like I tell you, our theaters are opening up tomorrow for the first. Well, actually today, for the first time. And then is it Raya? It's Raya or Raya? It's Raya.
Raya, yeah.
All right, so Raya in a Dolby Theater in New York City, it's like $23. So it's like, not that more than not less than 30.
Yeah.
So you guys like the movie, so
I don't think you'll be disappointed, man. That movie is something special, man. And before we head out again, we had Leo coming in fourth quarter, Black Mamba style, dropping in the final buckets, coming in with his great opinions, man. Leo, where can the people find you, man? And what's the next great piece of content you have people lined up for the people out there, man?
Well, first off, I just want to say thanks, Elliot, for letting me drop in, man. It's been great watching you guys' coverage of WandaVision. Definitely check out the other creators here. They have great content, and be sure to tune in to that stream tomorrow on Movie Files. But coming up on the channel, Geekly Goods, guys, come on over to youtube.com/Geekly Goods, y'all, for reviews, reactions, news on all things Marvel, DC, movies, TV shows, and a little sprinkle of anime and gaming in there as well, guys. I'm going to be doing some reactions on Superman and Lois on the CW, and also coming up for Anime Land, I'll be doing My Hero Academia reactions as well, and then reviews coming up for Godzilla vs. Kong. That's right around the corner. Zack Snyder's Justice League is right around the corner. Lots of stuff coming up here in March, guys, so come on through, and we'll see you there. Thanks for having me, Elliot.
Definitely, guys. Check them out. We got a big month, Leo. Zack Snyder, we'll talk off, man. Some stuff that we learned today, the part 3, part 2, baby mama trauma. We got a lot of stuff going on in DC Universe. It's a mess, but I love me some DC. I'm not going to lie. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fun night. Again, we'll see you tomorrow at the same channel, but a different time, 3 p.m. Central Time, talking about some more WandaVision. To my amazing co-host and guests that came on, Amanda, Chris, Leo, you guys are awesome. Hope you guys stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night, and make sure to donate to the Ralph Boner Deserves Justice Fund out there, guys. We'll see you on the next one.